Last episode, we watched one of the best overall showcase games from this Pittsburgh Force team since taking over this team a year and a half ago. Jimmy Thomas had 40 points in 40 minutes. Castro, in his second year, put up one of his best games that we've seen here in the showcase game with 23, 13, and 7. Person shot very well, 6 for 7 from the field. And Wilson Towns was 1 assist shy of a triple-double in this game. At the very least, that is a pretty promising game for what this team could be in a year or two once Person and Castro really progress in the off-seasons. But we are 1 week away now from the trade deadline in our second year with the Force, and I have 2 guys in mind that I think I want to get rid of, but it might be hard to find a trade partner because these guys have not been very good at all this year. And those players are going to be Mikal Bridges, who we benched completely last episode because he's been shooting so poorly all year long. I thought that, even despite him being super old, I thought the badges would help him, plus the ratings, but he just simply has not played up to the level that I thought that he would. And also, surprisingly, Josh Green has been kind of terrible. He has shot even worse than Bridges, and has been terrible from behind the arc. I think he has shot like less than 30% when the last 3 years in a row he was shooting over 40% from downtown. But he just kind of dropped off the map, and I think it's time for us to move on from both of these guys and just try and clear some cap space. I think they're both only on the team for 2 years or less. Yeah, Green's only here for this year, and Bridges has 1 more year after this one, but I think it makes sense just to move on from them and just see if we can get maybe a young player back and see if a team just wants to get rid of somebody on the roster and we can kind of improve it there. So let's take a look at the trade finder and see what pops up. I'm also down to acquire a draft pick for sure. The Celtics are offering one in 2038, plus a young wing at 21 years old. We only have 11 offers here. I definitely don't want to get Tyler Herro because he's kind of like Bridges, where he's old and has had some significant regression in these recent couple of seasons. He's nowhere near as good as he was. Now here's an option from the Hawks. They're offering Everett Roberts, a 26-year-old center, so a year younger than Wilson Towns is right now. He's been pretty good at the rim. He has, hauled in some rebounds. Not really much of a offensive playmaker or anything, but you can definitely grab some rebounds. We still got to get better at that this year. And if you look at his badges, he's got box out, beast, break starter, rise up, anchor, brick wall, and workhorse, all of which kind of relate to rebounding and starting fast breaks. 2 young players from the Heat have been offered to us. Luther Whitehead is a young power forward at 76 overall out of Duke, and he's a pretty good mid-range shooter. Needs to work on inside scoring and 3-point scoring. Interesting offer here. Now, has he shot the ball well? No, about as poorly as Josh Green. Okay, the Raptors here have given us a pretty solid offer. They're offering Jaden Hardy, who is 31, but he has shot the ball very well this year. He's not starting for Toronto, but he's played off the bench at about 20 minutes per game, and he has been just loading up the points game after game, year after year. He's been here for a couple of seasons now, and he is a really good 3-point shooter, which is one of the biggest flaws for the offense this season. I think that if we can get a guy like him on this team off the bench, that would really help out our shooting. They're also offering a Marcus Swift, who's 23 years old. He has 1 year left on his deal. He has not shot the ball very well, and he's already been in the league for 4 years now, so not going to be too much progression for him going forward, but this would just be a deal to get Hardy. But would this make sense for Toronto? I'll go check their roster here in a second. The only other offer that I think would work for us is potentially getting Lawrence Blackwell here, who is going to be probably the 4th center on the team if we do take this deal. He's got 1 year left. He's got $15 million a season. He's not the greatest, inside scorer, especially this year. And he's actually not really put on too many rebounds either. And his per 36 numbers aren't fantastic. So I think I like the Hardy move better, but let's go check and see if that would actually make sense for the Raptors. As of right now, the Raptors sit 1 game below 500 at the 8th seed, but they've also lost 2 games in a row. And I think for a team that is not even at 500 coming off a 42-40 season, I think this does kind of make sense. He actually is starting some games this year, but they could bring Lonzo back in their starting 5. I think that makes a whole lot more sense. I'm not really sure why Hardy would be starting over Lonzo. So I think this actually kind of works for both teams. They just take on a couple of contracts or one contract for next year, and they get rid of a guy that probably wants to be on a team with a better future ahead of them. I'm not sure Toronto is that team, so maybe this will be the right move for us. And so the deal is officially done. We cough up a second-round pick, and we acquire a new backup guard. That is going to take Lenny Hollins out of our backup lineup, but I think we're also going to give some more minutes to Hardy, probably a point guard in place of Harrison, just because he's been great in like 21 minutes per game, so I feel like if we just give him that many off the bench, that will give us a pretty big boost. So I think towards the end of the first half, we'll just let him play out most of the second quarter, and that way he gets as many minutes as possible. But I don't want him to play small forward, so we'll give some of these minutes to Max Christie, who has shot the ball well since he came into our lineup. But if he starts to drop off, then we'll figure out something else. But Hardy can definitely not play at that position. And I think we'll give some more minutes to Clint Hardy in the fourth quarter. Give him those minutes, and then we will give Christie 20, and Harrison just might not play in the second half. He has been pretty good for us, but I think it's important for us to get Hardy and Wilson Towns minutes. And I don't want to take any away from Towns or Thomas either, so we're going to give Hardy for now 19 or so minutes and see what he can do with those. Now, he is only on a one-year contract, but if he plays well the rest of the way, then I will try and bring Hardy back on a new contract unless there is significant regression, but you won't really see that until we get to player progression after the open market. So who really knows what's going to be in store for him, but just trying to see what different things can work for this offense the rest of the way, because we are 8 games below 500 as of right now. In the All-Star Draft, you've got Team Mac Boyd against Team Victor Wembanyama. Mac Boyd is back to being an All-Star captain for the first time in, I believe, I want to say 3 seasons. He's now an 8-time All-Star, 1 behind Wemby. I'm just going to sim the drafts. You got Wembanyama with Shea, Scoot, Scotty Barnes, and Chet Holmgren. Off the bench for them, you got Mobley, Luka, Jabari Smith, Martin Red, Anderson, AC Cole, and Delano Collins. And for Team Boyd, you got Boyd, Darius Garland, Halliburton, Jokic, and Brandon Miller. And off the bench for them, Cade Cunningham, LaMelo, Giddey, Tatum, Kuminga. So 2 All-Stars, or I forget. Kuminga left the Neptunes last year. Billy Willis and Buford. So no All-Stars for us. Jimmy Thomas misses out, but he'll probably make it next year if he keeps up the scoring progression. We have reached the deadline, but again, we're just going to sim through this because we just made that one offer. I think that's going to be good enough for me. And we have now won. Well, I say that as we have won 7 games in a row, but Dustin Person just broke his left ankle. He's going to miss the rest of the year. And I think we're right now like 2 games below 500. This is terrible, terrible timing. And it's also might end his season, man. Are you kidding me? A broken left ankle, 2 to 4 months. Oh, that is so killer. That is some insanely brutal timing, guys. I guess Malone's going to come in to play that starting power forward role the rest of the year until Person can come back, but he might not come back this year. And that might give Melvin Cassell and Barea a lot more minutes off the bench. Cassell has played, I think, 1 minute for us so far this year, but I guess we'll see him for the first time thanks to this injury. Following the injury, we're going to sim right up to the All-Star break. I do want to face the Clippers on the road after the All-Star break because we have almost never watched a game against them, and they have Cade Cunningham on a brand new 5-year massive contract. So I want to see what they can do against us. They are just like us, 3 games below 500, so could be a pretty good litmus test where this team is at as of right now. Now, we could possibly make a run for the play-in tourney or the playoffs. Right now, we are 11.5 games back, leaving us at 11th in the conference. The Raptors are also 3 games below 500, so if we can win a few more games in a row, we have a 7-game win streak right now. If we win a few more, then we will be close to or above the 8th seed. We actually can make a run for the top play-in tournament seed, which that sounds kind of fun to me. The Cavaliers broke our win streak at 8 wins in a row, but we swiftly got back on track a game later against the Utah Jazz, beating them 148-112 behind 30+ from both Thomas and Wilson Towns, who was 1 board, 1 assist shy of a triple-double, and Castro was not too far behind. I mean, even with personnel, we went, I think, 2-2 in the games that he's missed so far. But this team has actually played a whole lot better. Just like last year, we are closing the season pretty darn well, and we're still making that run. We also beat the Warriors again. They are now 33-22. Buford drops 26 in the loss, but Thomas and Towns right now are definitely putting up some big games, and Hardy is supplying just what I am asking for. And Person was 1 assist shy in this game of a triple-double. We are passing the ball very well these last couple of games. We beat the Grizzlies twice. We took down the Pistons. And now we are 26-29 entering this game against the Clippers, who are 25-27. That will take us into Los Angeles at Crypto.com Arena to take on the LA Clippers, led by Cade Cunningham and Frederick Cousins. So, we don't have Person. He's going to be out for perhaps the rest of our season with that broken left ankle. So, Malone back into our starting 5. Hopefully, Thomas, Towns, Hardy, Castro can all step up, and hopefully we get a pretty good day off the bench too from Jaden Hardy. And hopefully, we can bring him back if he continues to play this well the rest of the way. I think that we can really make that push for the postseason, and hopefully, this game will get us back in the win column so we can start a brand new win streak coming off the All-Star break. The post-All-Star break tip-off is going to go the Clippers' way. It's won by Frederick Cousins. Here we go on the road in Crypto.com Arena. Clock under 5 here on the first possession for the Clippers, and Cunningham just jacks one up. That's a good stop on the first play. Towns trying to go right after Cunningham. Cousins trying to swipe it from behind, and the shot is blocked by Cade. Murray, the step back, off the window to open the scoring. All the way to the tin, and fouled goes Wilson Towns. That's the first on the Clippers here on the road. Right now, Towns averaging just below 21 points per game, over 6 assists per game, and he bricks the first free throw. Still gotta hope and pray that he gets, some kind of progression for that, but now at like 27 years old, he might not be improving a whole lot more in that area, or at all across the board, as he goes 0 for 2. Murray with all 4 in this one. Screen comes up. Thomas steps into a shot that's deflected. Already 2 blocks by their starting backcourt. Top of the key. Murray back iron. Clint Hardy matched up against Cousins, and he turns the ball over on the handoff. Pull-up jump shot in there for Cunningham. A 6-0 run to start the game from LA. The last 30 days for Castro. He's actually shot the three ball pretty darn well. But I just don't want to see any of them here in this game. Just don't take those kinds of shots, man. But just below 15 points per game, that's a pretty big increase. Now can the Force get on the board here in this game? Towns all the way to the rack again, but once again, he can't finish at the hoop. Cunningham steps into a three, no good. Castro comes flying in for the rebound. Almost 3 minutes gone, no points. Malone trying to change that, and he does. We're on the board. Cunningham backing down. Towns in the paint. He left it short. In the corner, the three won't drop in for Clint Hardy. 2 points in 4 minutes. It's not going to cut it, guys. Off the screen, the jump shot just in and out from Cade Cunningham. He's now 1 for 5 to start this game. At least he's been kind of cold. Now to Thomas. He throws it up, and Cunningham picks up block number 2. Clippers defense off to a rocket hot start here in this one. All the way to the rack, the pull up, no good from Murray. Solid defense there by Castro as Towns rattles off a three, but what are we, like 1 for 7 right now? And Cousins rocks the rim on the other end. It's 8-2 Clippers. Let's find some open looks, guys. Malone, the triple. That one is offline. The pick from Cousins, the shot from Murray. That one rattles out. The Clippers have not been great on offense, but we've been a whole lot worse. Malone has all 4 for Pittsburgh. Same play as last time. Cousins rolls and gets the feed on the switch. That's way too easy. It's fed to Hardy once again. He has a nice pump fake and throws it up again, but he's 0 for 2 from the fields. How did Cunningham find all that space? We trail by 9. After a foul from Murray, Hardy is checked in for the first time at shooting guard. Thomas comes out, still scoreless. Hardy left open. He finally dropping a triple. Physicality here from Cousins, but his hook shot's off the mark. Screen from Barea. Jump shot from Towns, no good. Cousins somehow grabs the board. And by the way, Person was the Rookie of the Year leader, but now with him out, he might get surpassed by Randy Parks. Nice pass up ahead. Malone is, I think, 3 for 3 from the field. I'll take it. Pick and roll again, and Cunningham finds Cousins. Barea blocked, and he misses a second chance as well. Sadiq Bey fouled on the other side. It's the first against Pittsburgh and on Malone. Bey has not missed a free throw in over a month of action. He's one of, I think, like 5 or 6 players to reach that metric, so he's been fantastic here at the charity stripe, and he goes 2 for 2 in this stint. Max Christie now in the ball game. Can he give us a spark off the bench along with Jaden Hardy? Who really knows? He finds Towns. Wide open layup. Off the dribble. Inside. Cousins too much off the window. Hardy, the pull-up triple on a fast break. We're back in this ball game. Just like the Spurs game a few weeks or months back, you know, slow start for the starters. The backups come in, and now we're within 1 score. Murray off to, well, not off to a slow start, but has kind of quieted down after he hit his first 2 jump shots. The fadeaway from Towns just toilet bowls out, unlucky. Feed inside. Murray pump fakes, goes up with it, but once again off the mark. He's now 2 for 7 from the field. Towns Flashes towards the rim, pump fakes, and got Murray up in the air for 2. It's a 1-point game. Downhill, stepping back, Murray's back on the board. Off the screen, Wilson Towns, 0 for 2 now from downtown. Up to Bay, over Malone, that ball got tipped. Out of the corner, Max Christie has a pretty clean look, and he drills it to tie the game. Couple of nice moves here. Murray can't score off the glass, though, and Towns comes in for the rebound after that defensive stop. Correa sets the screen. Towns tries again. Come on, man. Got to knock down at least one of these here soon. Up to Bay. And almost a turnover. How does Murray get that back and score that? I don't really know, but both teams not really shooting too well here in this first quarter. Off the skip, Malone lets it fly and sinks it to put Pittsburgh in front for the first time. I'll step back again. Murray loves that play, and he drills another one from the mid-range. That's his favorite spot, I guess. But a pretty nice, one-quarter turnaround from this Pittsburgh Force offense. Screen comes up. Christie pulls the trigger, in and out. On the other end, and swatted from behind. Barea with the rejection. 12 seconds to play here in the first quarter. It's inbound to Stanley. Cunningham back in for the Clippers to close the quarter. Where is my defender on Mitchell? Luckily, he missed the open shots. We go to the second quarter, trailing by a point. The second quarter begins. The first shot for, the second shot, I guess, for Thomas is no good. Top of the key on a pretty wide open look. Got to get him more involved here. But now we got Gasol in the game. Our first time seeing him here in a Pittsburgh Force uniform. In fact, the first time he's worn the uniform of any team here in the NBA. The three for Cunningham won't drop in. All right, can Harrison, Thomas, or Hardy step up here and get us back in front? Castro leaves it for Thomas. Shot clock under 5. Spinning and laying it in for 2. It's 24-23, Force in front. Thomas now approaching 24 points per game on average here in his, third year in the NBA. Very impressive stuff for him. Just inside the arc. Shot doesn't fall for Malachi Branham. Gasol pulls down the board. Shot clock under 5. Thomas just throws one up there and drills the triple. What a shot. Off the screen. Cunningham can't respond. A pretty slow shooting start for him, and the Clippers, has significantly quieted down since the opening couple of minutes here in this game, and we have really picked things up. Thomas tries again. He's got 8 straight. Another clock counting down. Too many of these so far in this game for LA. The shot won't drop in. Is the crowd booing right now? I think they are. Castro gets the feed, but misses the layup, but puts in the putback. Way to follow your own shot. A 10-0 run now to start the second quarter. Gotta love this. Out of the Clippers timeout. That's a nice play call. Cunningham cuts to the rim for the bucket. He's been scoring just as much per game as Thomas has. Obviously, Cunningham is a much more well-rounded player, but it's a pretty good sign for what Jimmy Thomas can give us here in a couple of years, scoring that well. Hardy launches. Same spot as his last triple, but that one just rims out off the pass from Homer Castro. Nice cross-court pass. Bay trying to get around Castro, and his shot just falls out. And a mismatch for Castro. Are we going to get the ball to him? Does not look like it. Gasol can't lay it in. That was a pretty nice take, though. Branham jarred loose and almost stolen by Hardy. He'll stay with the Clippers with 5 on the clock. We're going to inbound it to Malachi Branham. Behind the back. Little dribble move. But it's well defended by Christie. Up ahead. Alone all the way to the rim. That might be his first miss. From the wing, Cunningham gets down low, pump fakes, and he just completely fooled Malone. Towns has got to shoot better here in this one. He draws the foul against Cunningham. There's his progression in terms of his scoring these last couple of seasons. But free throws coming up. Has not shot the ball well here in this game, but if he can just knock down some free throws, that would be nice. He missed his first 2, obviously, to open the ball game. The front end here is good, and he goes 2 for 2. High ball screen comes up. Just inside the arc. Good from Cunningham. Towns from the elbow has a pretty good look, but unable to respond. Over Malone. Bay's back on the board. It's a 1-score game. Towns for 3. Finally got one to drop in. But a quick pass up ahead. Cousins misses the layup. Gets it back and goes 0 for 2 on this one possession. Malone wants it. Mismatch against Branham. He gets around him for another bucket. How about Keon Malone here in this game? 11 points. Screen comes up. Branham back over the top. Reverse jam for Frederick Cousins. Correa's calling for it. He's trying to go to work down low. Cousins right there. He got it back, and the one-handed putback goes through. It's 41-33 Pittsburgh. Out of the corner. Branham fires. Wide open. Count it. What the hell was that pass? Not sure what happened there. Murray back in the ball game. No good, but Cousins with the offensive rebound. Top of the key. Back over the top to Malone. He pump fakes and lays it in for 2 again. He's been by far our best offensive player in this game, especially in terms of his shooting percentage. Impressive starts. But Murray flashes towards the rim for 2. Take and roll again. Not on the same page was Hardy and Barea. It's going to be a turnover. The handoff. And the take inside. Bucket won't go, but free throws coming up for Malachi Branham. Shooting 88% from the line here in this 11th year in the franchise. He knocks them both down. Jimmy Thomas checks in for the rest of the first half here. The screen from Barea. Christie downhill and nailing the pull-up. Inside the paint, the teardrop is up and good from Branham. It is a 2-point game, 45-43, under 3 to go here in the first half. Hardy has a pretty clean look. He's not going to miss the open ones. A nice feed. Space for Murray. He's got 14. Got a pretty good game on our hands here. Both offenses picking up some steam here to close the first half. Backdoor cut. Thomas lays it in despite Cousins being right behind him. Nice little fake out by Terrell. He responds with the triple. Thomas flares out and misses from behind the arc. Under 90 seconds to go here in this first half. The Clippers a chance right here to tie or take the lead approaching halftime. Here's Murray. Step back jump shot on the baseline. In and out again. Had a couple of those ones. Open shots. Max Christie throws another triple, his second of the ball game. The offense, shooting the ball pretty darn well in these open looks. Gotta love it. Terrell can't respond this time. Let's close this first half strong. Can go 2 for 1 here. Instead, we turn the ball over. Stanley with the steal right there. And he almost coughs it up, but they keep possession. He fires again. And this time drills it off the back iron. To close the first half. Artie off the screen. Spins. Throws it up. Contested shot, no good. It's 53-51 at the break. Got a pretty close game on our hands here, folks. Looking for a similar second half as we had against the Warriors last episode. Cousins had 11 boards in the first half. Got to do better on the glass. Jimmy Thomas bricks the first shot here of the third quarter. The Clippers get it back, trailing by only 2. To tie it, Cousins fouled at the rim by Castro. It's his first foul. He's been kind of quiet here, both on offense and defense in this game. Cousins has been kind of dominant inside the paint, but he bricks the free throw. They'll have to wait for their next lead attempts. Back in good. The screen from Malone. Thomas shakes off Murray, but misses from the elbow, and Malone's called for a loose ball foul. Nice kick out for the lead. Murray drills a triple. It's 55-53 LA. Top of the key. Pick and roll. Towns keeps it with himself, but misses at the rim again. He is yet to really get back on track. He's 3 for 12 now from the field. That is not going to cut it here against the Clippers. Almost turned the ball over, but got the stop anyways. Malone's calling forward inside. Over Murray. You got to make those. Nice pump fake. Cousins rejected by Castro, and they're going to get Clint Hardy for a foul. Did not see that at all. But I guess it was the right call. Look at us, man. Third right now behind the Sonics and Neptunes these last 30 days in terms of shooting. That's a pretty good sign for what this roster can accomplish next year if we start off the year hot, unlike usual. Malone's left wide open. 1-point game. Cunningham cuts. Malone gets there in time for the stop. To put us back in front. No good from Jimmy Thomas. Up to Cunningham. He nails it. 3-point Clippers lead. Little pick and pop. Towns keeps it and draws the foul. Number 3 on Cade Cunningham. Towns now 2 for 5 at the line, man. Not shooting well from the field or from the charity line. Something's got to give here. Back door. Bay keeps it and tries to scoop it in, but Malone picks up the stop. To tie it. Layup. Somehow no good from Thomas. How do you miss that, man? Bay for 3. It's good. Nothing but nylon. Can Thomas respond? Clean look. He drills it. Cousins hands it off to Terrell. This guy's been nailing triples all day long. On the pick and roll. Towns floats it up and in over Cunningham. High ball screen. Picked up by Towns, but Cousins gets behind Castro. 7 to go here in this third quarter. Castro has been essentially non-existent on both ends of the court, man. He's got to step up on either defense or offense. One of the two, or both would be nice. He gets the loose ball and lays it in. That's more like it. Little move by Cunningham. Screen comes up, and he finds some space for the mid-range jumper. Clippers shooting 48%. We're shooting 45%. Thomas hands it off. At the rim, Malone scores. He is killing it so far. Can't say enough about this guy. But Cousins, once again, just gets behind Castro. Has he had a single block in this game? I'm pretty sure he hasn't. And he usually gets to like 3 or 4 in these showcase games. But he's allowed 17 points. Thomas fouled on the 3 by Cunningham. That's number 4. So he's got some foul trouble. And now we got 3 free throws for a guy that shoots just below 90% at the line. He's also up to 50% from the field this year. He has been fantastic in his second year with us in control of this ball club. Free throws cut the lead back to 2. Open look. Count it once again for Terrell. Top of the key. That ball got deflected by Sadiq Bey. On the other end, top of the key. 2 straight nice plays by number 41. Screen set up. Hand off to Castro. He hop steps between defenders. Hoop and the harm. Free throw coming up. Number 3 on the Clippers here in the quarter. 2 away from putting us in the bonus. The free throws, though, for us are not dropping here in this game. But we almost got it back. Hardy with the deflection. Bey somehow got the offensive rebound. But the Clippers can't take advantage until the third chance points. Come on, man. We're getting killed right now on the glass. Towns takes it inside, steps back, and with the left hand puts it in. Pick and roll, deflected. Cousins got it back. The 3 won't fall. Cousins got the rebound, blocked by Castro. No! Again, really? Somebody box out. Get the ball. Are you kidding? 5th chance points. I don't believe this. The handoff to Hardy. Inside. He flips it up, and that one was blocked by Cousins. This guy is a machine. Branham splits defenders. Gets inside. Kicked back out to Murray. He's got Hardy guarding him. Time counting down. Tough shots. Good stop. Shot clock under 10. Christie, baseline, handing it off to Barea, who's back in the game, and that was blocked by Pollard. Branham hands it off, and Pollard scores, plus the foul against Christie. Defense not playing well here in this third quarter. They've already got over 30 points, and still, like, over 2.5 to play. On the other end, though, Thomas gets inside, and he's fouled on the other end. Nice quick take to get us to 5 drawn fouls here in the quarter. We're in the bonus for the rest of it. Can we take advantage and draw some more fouls and put some free throws in the hoop? Thomas 2 for 2. Branham gets downhill, finds Pollard, and he scores over Barea. Thomas comes out of the corner. Wide open 3. Back on the board. He's got 5 straight points. 11 here in the quarter. 21 now in the ball game. Can Murray respond behind the arc? The answer is no. We finally got the rebound. Good Lord Almighty. This is Thomas again. I thought he was going to make that for sure. I was wrong. Still a 7-point game. Branham almost made it 10. We're so lucky. Another try. 3 in a row for Thomas. 2 for 3 on his last 3 attempts from behind the arc, back within 4. Let's close this quarter strong. Make it a close fourth, perhaps. Branham, the mid-range jumper. These guys have been killing it on these mid-range jump shots. It's actually insane. Barea the screen. He gets the pass back from Thomas, but really good defense by Pollard on the ball. This is Davion Mitchell. Good passing by the Clippers, but no open looks here. Nice stop right there. Let's get back in this. Well, we are in this game. But let's get back on the board and perhaps cut this lead in half with a 3. Barea sees a lane. Cassell cuts, but left it short. He gets it back and could have gone back up with it, but instead passes back out. Hardy can't knock it down from downtown. 6-point Clippers lead. Clock winding down. Murray over Thomas. No good. It is 87-81. 1 quarter left to play, but our defense took a massive hit there in that third quarter. Got to play better to close this game out. $12 to go. Cunningham back in for the Clippers. He finds an open look, and it's a 8-point lead for LA here on their home court. Christie gets inside. Nice pump fake. Thomas catch and shoot. Again, he got it to go. Downhill, Branham fouled on the driving take. Number 3 on Christie. More free throws for the Clippers. First one up and good. And the back end gives Branham 10 points. Off the screen, behind the arc. Christie cannot make up for the foul. Bad matchup for us. Well, never mind. I'm sorry to say that about Cassell, but he gets the block on Cunningham. We get it back, trailing 91-84. Barea, the hop step, and he got it over Stanley. All right. The screen and the switch. Cassell called for a foul this time. Front end. Good from Cunningham. He's not going to miss these. He never does. The Clippers have 93. All the way to the 10. Nice drive there from Thomas, man. He's been killing it here in the second half. Pollard. Backing down Barea. He left it short. We finally got a bobbled rebound. Fast break. Cassell steps back. That is a tough shot. Nice cut. Mitchell with his first points of the game. Thomas, top of the key, can't seem to miss right now. It's back to 4. Backdoor for Cunningham, fouled again. This time by Barea. Already 3 Pittsburgh fouls here in the fourth quarter. Not even 3 full minutes in. And now with this free throw, Cunningham has 21. Double comes for Thomas. He finds Malone. Open mid-range jumper. Good on the baseline. We got to get some stops, though. Pick and roll. Cousins misses at the rim. And finally, no offensive rebounds. We can make it a 1-score game here if we get to the basket. But Town steps out of bounds. Isolation for Cunningham. Thomas. Pretty good defense, just better offense. How did that pass get to Malone? I have no idea, but he's got a mismatch. But he misses on the fadeaway. Just got to back him down next time, man. Making just too many small mistakes here in this game. And arms reach the whole time, but just can't get back in front ever since those first couple of plays there to start the half. Malone tries again. It's tipped up and off the backboard by Castro, and Cunningham comes down with it. And now a mismatch inside for Cousins. He scores. Away team foul. Thomas with the illegal screen. Another fourth quarter turnover. Back door, almost stole it, but Bay instead has it for 2. The Clippers lead by 10. 7 minutes to go. We are running out of time to make a run here. The Clippers are just getting better and better as the game goes on. Thomas trying to readjust, but he can't finish. Terrell steps back and gets inside for 2 after a pump fake. Largest Clippers lead of the entire game right here. Thomas to make it 9. He's got it. Cunningham off the off-ball screen. If these guys are open, they're not going to miss their jump shots, man. We have missed plenty of open looks, especially there in the first half. And it's kind of costing us now. Our off-ball defense has not been very good at all, but Malone gets a nice feed inside there from Towns. He's got 22. Him and Thomas are playing very, very well, but again, Castro and Towns have not played very well on either end. Saddiq Bey drills the triple on the other end. It's like it's just too easy right now for the Clippers. Now under 6 to go. It's not looking too good. Double team comes. Hardy for 3. Has barely touched the ball in this game. They gotta make those kinds of looks. Dump shots. Got it again, did Cunningham. 14-point lead. If they score again and we don't, then we're probably just going to jump out of here because this game is nearly over. Baseline drive and fouled. Oh, number 5 on Cunningham. If we can foul him out within 1 minute, we might have a chance here. Free throws have got to go in too. To give us 100. Towns got it. Baseline, and that's going to be a turnover from Cunningham. We get it back. Thomas trying to blow by Murray. He hands it off. Double comes again. Castro passes back out to Hardy. A foot inside the arc. It's back to 10. Another turnover by the Clippers. Kate Cunningham with 2 in a row here. A bucket will get us back within single digits, and we're going to have some free throws as Cousins does not like the call, but I sure as hell do. Just over 4 to play. The front end is good. And Clint Hardy, 2 for 2. Murray with it. Has not really scored a whole lot here in the second half, but hasn't really had to for the Clippers. He blows by Thomas. That one got blocked by Hardy, and it's going to go out of bounds off of Murray. Hardy gets the feed. Terrell picks him up. He fades away, and it's just in and out. Unlucky, man. Top of the key. Terrell won't make us pay on this one. Malone's got a mismatch. The layup, no good. He gets it back and puts it in. We got a chance here. Another screen comes up for Terrell. It's bounced down low, and Cousins cannot be stopped. This might be Castro's worst defensive game of the year, man. This is pretty embarrassing. Thomas finds some space, but misses the pull-up triple. And now things are looking kind of bleak for the Force. Cunningham draws the foul on the other end. These free throws will push the lead back to 10. MVP chance here in crypto. He misses the first one, waits. Are we still in this somehow? 1 for 2. Can't afford to miss pretty much anymore or turn the ball over, and that might end this game right there. Wilson Towns had a couple of those in this game for sure. A couple of step outs, a couple of just bad passes. Fade away, no good, but Cousins just continues to feast inside, and that is going to put this game out of reach for the Force, unfortunately for us. The Clippers will hang on to win this one, 123-117 on their home courts. Cousins, the difference maker in this one, easily. We allowed 72 second-half points, and look at this stat line for Frederick Cousins, dude. 29 and 26. This was a season high in terms of rebounds for Cousins. Just absurd. 8 of them on the offensive end. I mean, it's hard to win when you just don't box out anybody at all. Faye also had 10 rebounds as an undersized power forward. You just cannot allow that many in one game, and that really cost us many. I want to say at least 2, like, second or third chance threes. They had that one play that was like 4 straight offensive boards on one play, and Thomas and Malone played some of their best games of the entire year, but it was not enough. You know, Towns shot pretty poorly, 6 for 16. Hardy didn't really get too many shots off the bench, only 6 points on 6 shots, but we did pass the ball well at least, but just wasn't good enough, and we fall to our 30th loss of the year, 26-30 now, with about, just under 2 months to go in this year 2 campaign. Let's briefly take a look at some small forwards here in this draft class. There aren't really too many that are going to go in the first round, according to draft projections. Right now, there's only 2 to 3 in total, so we're probably looking at point guard or shooting guard in the draft, or maybe a backup power forward once Malone's contract dries up. But the top guy here, Nelson Slaughter, 71 overall, 2 badges, interior threat. He's 6'8", out of Northern Iowa, and he is by far the highest projected small forward in the entire draft. He's got pogo stick and slithery, and his comparison is Marquise Johnson / All-NBA. He's got some pretty good in-game dunks, outstanding finisher, good second jump, which matches up with that pogo stick badge, and he's got one of the highest upsides of the entire draft, but he does have a good amount of weaknesses here. He will miss the wide open man a little bit too often, so not the best passer in the world, not a really good three-point shooter at all, and he's got some poor passing fundamentals, and you can kind of see that. He looks to be kind of a project player as of right now, but one that has an extremely high potential. Then you've got Art Peters, who's got a 74 overall, but he is 23 years old, so that is not the best for a guy that probably needs a lot more developments. He's not really that good offensively, but he's better than Nelson Slaughter was. He's got the Glenn Rice All-Star ceiling, floor of Bill Bradley. No big weaknesses, but he looks pretty smooth. He's got some pretty solid agility, has that all-star potential, and is a very skilled shooter from the mid-range, which we saw on those shooting grades. And finally, the only other guy that is going to go, I guess, in the first round, maybe, is Zach Stevens, who is a high flyer. He's not currently fully scouted, but he's got the Andrew Wiggins / Winston Bennett comparison. He's more of a, for sure starter in a couple of seasons. He can score through traffic. He's a solid defender at least, and he can crash the boards with some pretty good leaping ability. He's got some, pretty solid inside scoring as well. I don't think he has any badges that we can see as of right now. So who really knows about him? But wings are just kind of in short supply in this draft, unfortunately for us. Now, what about these top 3 shooting guards? First, you've got Stuart Ryder, a mid-range specialist who's going to come in as an elite mid-range shooter, and is a pretty well-balanced player across the board. Definitely like a jack of all trades. master of that mid-range. Plus, he's got that A potential, at least on paper, compared to Bradley Beal, all-star ceiling. Can't really play above the rim, which does hurt the offense a little bit, but has good upside and is comfortable knocking down NBA threes. He's got no badges, but Jesse Park has 4 of them already, including corner specialist, guard up, mini magician, and slippery off ball. And it looks like he also has pretty high potential on paper. He's a good athlete. Rebounding is pretty damn good for a guy that is a 6'6 guard. And he is an elite three-point shooter. I'm going to add this guy to our board for sure because he can definitely shoot the ball. Now, scoring inside, not so much, but that is less of a concern for a guard, especially with this height. He's also got the Bradley Beal comparison with the all-star ceiling. He's a good leaper, could play on a 12-foot hoop, I guess. He's got some pretty good dribble ability, and again, can develop pretty well, but again, lacks conviction around the rim, which, you know, lines up with that rating. So we'll add Park to our board real quick. And we'll also look at Al Bayless, a 3-level threat with an all-NBA ceiling, but a bench floor. He can knock down 15-foot jump shots. Could be kind of that second go-to play caller. And he's pretty agile. But he will get beat in man-to-man defense occasionally. And again, this guy can really shoot the 3-ball. He's pretty good overall offensively, but it kind of gets worse the closer he gets to the rim, which is kind of weird. Post defense is better than outside defense somehow. He is 6'5" and can play at that 3 spots. He's a good athlete, also has A- potential, and his badge is going to be a rebound chaser, so that would help us out on the glass at least. I'll add him to our board for now. You've also got the 6'7" Bradford Hopkins with acrobat and chase down artist. And he comes in as definitely an offensive project. Defense better on paper, but not great. Nothing stands out besides the athletic profile and the potential, so not really too enthralled with him. But he does have the all-star ceiling, as do many of these players that we have already looked at in this draft class. Noel Higgins. No comparison for his ceiling, but he does have the All-NBA ceiling. He needs to work on his mid-range jump shooting, but he's got some pretty good in-game dunking skills. He's pretty decent on contact drives thanks to some upper body strength, and he can potentially create shots for himself, but he needs to work on his handle a bit. And again, you know, a guy that has some pretty solid inside scoring. Now, mid-range scoring is the lowest possible. How does that make any sense? I don't really know. But he can knock down some threes, maybe in a couple years. And the defense, you know, not a bad starting place. High potential, good athlete, plenty of these guys in this stretch. I think I'll add him, but only as like a late option in case the rest of our guys go on our draft board. At point guard, though, I do want to highlight one guy, Calbert Morgan, a 6'3" guard. He can play point or the 2 spot. Not the best guy from behind the arc, but a really good mid-range shooter. He can score inside initially. He's got some good playmaking skills. Defense leaves a lot to be desired for sure. But he can rebound a little bit, better than, you know, most rookie point guards. Another great athlete, also B+ potential. And he's got a World B Free / All-NBA comparison. You know, again, can knock down that mid-range shot. He's got good passing fundamentals. Can create shots for himself, but he does lack oomph around the rim, and is not very consistent with his floor awareness, especially on defense. So who knows about him overall, but he does have 7 badges. It's a pretty good starting place. He's got catch and shoot, corner specialist, fearless finisher, and more. All these pretty much for offense. We could really use a guy like him, but Lenny Hollins is kind of similar to his play style. So if we go point guard, there could be a battle between these two for a spot on the bench next season. We will for sure go over some more prospects in these last 2 episodes of the year, but as of right now, we have the 14th best lottery odds without lottery protected picks, so we might end up keeping that if we don't end up playing well the rest of the year. I could go either way. I could really see us being a lottery picking team, or I could see us make the play-in tournament and surprise people. So who really knows how we're going to close the year, but we have played better as of late. This Clippers game, not so much, but the offense at least has been way better these last couple of weeks, especially since we acquired Jaden Hardy from Toronto, who is now 27-30 on the season. That is going to close the episode here, folks. Please like the video, subscribe, and leave your feedback down below as always. I will see you guys in the next one as we approach the end of year 2 with the Force. Take care and have a great day.